They will not let you touch any of the pontoons. If any go missing, they will receive 100 lashes as punishment for their negligence. They keep a watchful eye on you until you leave the camp. It is now impossible to take one of the pontoons, and you resign yourself to a long, cold swim. The water is freezing cold. It saps your strength, and you find it increasingly harder to swim against the strong, converging river currents. Eventually, you reach the rocky bank and stagger ashore near to the sewer outfall. Unless you have the Magna Discipline of Nexus, you lose 1 endurance point. Alright, well, I already gained an endurance point, so we'll just call it even. There's a gaping hole in the crisscross bars large enough for you to pass through with ease. The fetid water that is combed by the griddle contains all manner of filth and veritable feast of rats and vermin. However, as you wade deeper into the tunnel, you gradually realize that the sewer is completely free of rats and, in fact, seems to be totally devoid of all life. Circular chutes appear at regular intervals in the tiled ceiling, but they are far too small and slippery to climb. 15 minutes after entering the sewer, you arrive at a major junction where 2 new channels flow into the main course. You wish to follow any of those? Do you have a map? I do have a map. In the dim light of the sewer, you can just discern the outlines of the curtain wall and the streets of Takaro on your map. The cathedral is right in the center of the city, approximately half a mile from the point where the 2 rivers meet. And lying due east of that point at which you entered the sewer, you fold the map and set off towards your objective. I knew it would be important. 100 yards along the passage, you see a flight of stone steps ascending to a stone trap door set flush with the ceiling. If you wish to investigate the trap door, sure. The trapdoor is heavy and stiff, but gradually its seal and rust cracks loosens under the pressure. Inch by inch, you force it open to reveal, at last, the cobblestone city square. Across the square, directly ahead, is the Cathedral of Takaro. As the square is teeming with guards, you are forced to close the hatch quickly to avoid being detected. You estimate that the cathedral is approximately 200 feet due east. As you descend the steps and continue through the passage, you pray that the sewer will give access to the crypt. Less than 50 yards along the tunnel, another passage joins the main flow from the right. If you wish to investigate the main passage... no, I wish to continue along the main course, of course. Of course, the main course. You press on diligently, counting the steps that take you along the sewers until you reach a narrow vault a little over 150 yards from the previous junction. An iron ladder, its rungs pitted with rust, rise out of the water into the arched stone door. Beneath the door, the sewer continues into the darkness. If you wish to climb the ladder and investigate, sure. Why not? The door is old and decayed. It has not been opened for over 100 years. If you are to find out what's beyond it, you will have to clear the way of dirt that jams the hinges. If you have the Magna Discipline of Nexus or Psi Surge, I don't. If you have neither of these skills, go here. I don't have anything! Only brute force will break the seal-encrusted filth and open the door. By the way, I think I'm like at 36 now? I don't know, close. To break open the door, you should follow normal combat rules. Any endurance points lost that you lose during this combat will represent the fatigue you suffer from having to hack and batter the door. Alright, combat skill 13, resistance points 35. Alright then, we can do that. Let's get it on! Combat skill 13, 35. Let's do it! Ed's dead. I didn't lose anything. I busted open with one move because I'm a boss. Alright. The old stone door creaks slowly open, and as the dust settles, you find yourself staring into the crypt of Takaro Cathedral. Stepping into the chill, stale air, your heart begins to pound in your chest. The lower stone is here. You can feel it. Beams of ashen moonlight filter into the crypt, illuminating a line of somber granite tombs that lie like sleeping giants under the earth. Clutching the silver key, you examine them one by one for the lock that guards the legendary lore stone. You find the lock and insert the key, but you are suddenly distracted on the brink of discovery by a creature that is advancing through the sewer door. It's that old lady and the cat. No! A huge lumbering monster stalks towards you. It's over 10 feet high, with thick, twisted, hairy limbs. I told you it was an old woman. And 8-fingered hands tipped by razor-sharp talons. Baleful, monstrous eyes protrude from yellow slits in its glistening head, and a long reptilian tail whips behind it. Its hideous and peculiar gibbering fills the moonlit crypt as it draws nearer and nearer. If you have a bow and wish to use it, well, I guess we found out why those people never returned, huh? Trembling with fear, you draw the bowstring and fire. The arrow glances off the armored head and shatters against the crypt wall. There is no time for a second shot. You discard your bow and prepare for combat. I don't discard it. Just put it on my shoulder. Alright, fine. So I lose a bow. And, no, it doesn't mean I actually throw the bow away. Because it does say discard. But that's not what it means. Alright, the hideous creature gurgles with anger and springs forward to attack. Combat skill 25, endurance 50? Wow. But if you reduce its endurance to 25 or less, do not continue. Okay. So, it's at a combat skill of 25, so we're almost even there. It's got a combat skill of 50. Well, actually, let's just make it 25. Bring it on! Down to 19, I'm down to 33. Down to 13, I'm down to 30. Down to 8, I'm down to 26. It's dead. So, I'm down to 26. Took a decent hit there. The crypt floor is crawling with the severed remains of the monster, which still writhes blindly forward with maniacal intent. Spider-like, the severed hands climbs your legs and embeds its talons into your flesh. Ugh. Lose 2 endurance points. Okay, I'm down to 24. As you fight to free yourself from its vice-like grip, the torn pieces of the Dacomide's body gather themselves together for another attack. If you wish to leap forward and strike the creature before it's completely formed, if you wish to unlock the tomb and retrieve the Lore Stone. I think retrieving the Lore Stone's wise. I'm just curious to see what this is. I think this is an instant kill. Yeah, it is an instant kill. Alright, so we're gonna get the Lore Stone. So that's what I would have chosen, but I was just curious about the other one. As the door creaks open, the sun-like radiance pours into the tomb and floods the crypt with golden light, its searing intensity paralyzing the Dacomind. You grasp the Lore Stone, and your senses reel with newfound wisdom and strength. Instinctively, you raise your weapon and strike the monster at the base of its hideous skull. It shrieks and dies instantly. Yay! Oh, look, we got a picture of it. That is an ugly, ugly thing. I'm sorry, it looks like the child of the old woman and the cat. Before your eyes, the Dacomind skin ripples as if a wave were washing beneath its skin. Suddenly, a crisscross of wrinkles appears, and layers of transparent bone peel and fall from its shell-like skull. Its body becomes hunched, shrinking and folding by the second, until all that is left is a film of dust on the floor of the crypt. Time has at last caught up with this ancient terror. Really? Because I thought I killed it. Oh, time did it. I thought it was my sword. As the golden light begins to fade, you stare at the object of your quest, the Lore Stone of Vereda, but all that you hold in your hand is a hollow sphere of glass, transparent and unremarkable to look at. Your quest has succeeded, for the power of the Lore Stone has been transfused into your body and mind. Its strength and wisdom are now a part of you, and the transfusion signals the beginning of a new and deadly challenge on your quest for the Magna Chi. Be warned! The quest will draw you into the sinister realm where a malicious and terrible evil has grown in power since Sun Eagle first completed the Magna Chi quest. If you possess the courage of a true Kai Master, the challenge and the quest await you in Book 7 of the Lone Wolf series, entitled Castle Death. Alright, so, End of Kingdoms of Terror. It's a really good book. I like this one a lot. Yeah, and just in case you're wondering, what happens is every time you get the Lore Stone, the golden light or whatnot is actually transferred to him, and that's how he's learning his new skills. So the next book, the skill we have, we learned the second we picked up this Lore Stone, basically. You know, relatively speaking. And later on in the Grand Kai saga or whatever, he's recharged the Lore Stones himself, but that's way further down the road. So, all right, that's into book 6, folks. On to book 7. Yes, I'll see you there. Take care.